I'm pleased to be here today to introduce Dr. Stephen Miles as the most recent recipient of a well-deserved Distinguished Alumni Award. I can't remember how Steve and I met in high school. I don't remember us being in any classes or clubs together, although I checked my senior yearbook and noticed that we were both members of the National Honor Society. My memory of Steve from high school was of an intelligent, motivated, outgoing individual. Since high school, our paths have crossed several times through mutual friends, but primarily through our love of jazz. I think I've seen Steve more frequently at the Dakota Jazz Club than any place else, and we're lucky to be able to see each other about 3 to 4 times a year there. But mostly I stay in touch with Steve through his frequent editorials in the Star Tribune and his Facebook posts. He's been an outspoken voice of conscience for the medical profession for decades, authoring about 200 articles and 4 books on medical issues such as medical ethics, human rights, universal health insurance, and end-of-life care. His work has impacted health insurance, nursing homes, and prison medical ethics. At the same time, Steve has served as a medical director for the American Refugee Committee for 25 years, including serving as the chief medical officer for 45,000 refugees on the Thai-Cambodian border, where he told me he was just eating great Thai food and drinking beer. Steve is characteristically modest about his contributions. He has also been a professor at the University of Minnesota Medical School since 1982, focusing, not surprisingly, on bioethics. During that time period, he also found time to run as a candidate for the DFL endorsement for the U.S. Senate in 1999, where he courageously made public his struggle with bipolar disorder. Along the way, Steve has earned many awards from human rights, teaching, and medical organizations, and served on the boards of numerous medical, bioethics, human rights, and refugee organizations. His 11-page resume makes my 3-pager look pretty thin. The common thread through all of Steve's work has been ethical human behavior, of which he has been an exemplary example. Congratulations, Steve.
Steve Adams is a bit like the Wizard of Oz. He's actually right back there behind the curtain. The school's gotten so fancy since the last time I was here. I can't actually remember the spot on the roof where I got caught with a couple other guys trying to slip a Volkswagen on top of the roof. I want that spot memorialized with a plaque, though, Dr. Peterson, okay? I want to thank you for this very kind honor. I can't stay with you very long today. Recently, a family member died, and so I'm heading off to his funeral. Otherwise, I'd stick around. I want to spend my few moments with you talking to the parents who are really another core group of teachers, even though they're not employed by the school district. And I don't want to dwell on the customary supporting roles of teachers in supporting the school and its curriculum. Things like read to your kids and keep them stocked with books. Things like tear them away from the television, stop them from texting, and stop them from mindless internet games. And things like read the notes from the school that come on a daily basis, and meet with your teachers, and stay with those teachers whether your kids are challenged by academics or by bullies. What I want to talk to you about is the primary role of teachers, of parents as teachers of a living citizenship. In school, as Dr. Peterson pointed out, the kids take classes in civics, government, history, human geography, economics, social security, or social studies, social security too, international studies. And as important as all these courses are, they simply are tools or infrastructure to a more profound curriculum. It's parents who teach the students, our kids, how to fashion that information from those courses into a living citizenship. The school really just teaches the infrastructure of democracy, how civil society came to be, how it works, how it's distributed around the world. It's up to us as parents and as grandparents, I get to say now, to teach our children how to live and sustain that democracy. Parents and grandparents must show their kids how they seek and weigh information to make their votes for Congress, for state government, for school boards, and for judges. Because if we don't, our kids won't learn. Parents and grandparents must take our kids to the polls. Let them fill in those little holes. God knows, we filled in enough holes in our daytime. Show them some excitement while they do that. Right now, kids are 80% as likely to vote as their parents. That curriculum, taught by parents and grandparents, is how we bequeath a living democracy into our children's hearts. We should not be groaning and trying to evade a summons to jury duty, as 2/3 of us do. That act, that form of informal teaching, is a secondary curriculum that teaches cynicism. And cynicism is a poisonous ideology that strikes at the entire sense of community stewardship. If our political views are in favor of good schools, or even life itself, if those political views are lived out as shouts, rather than lived by helping school board candidates get elected, or by being a foster parent or a big brother, or adopting a disabled child, then we teach our children that citizenship is simply slogans rather than living commitments. Minnetonka High School has terrific teachers. I'm proud to be a product of public education. I teach at a public school just up the road. Both of my daughters graduated from Minnesota's public colleges and universities. I interviewed today many students, I got 3 more on Monday, who are seeking admission to the professional programs at the University of Minnesota. I interview students who are applying for things like Truman Scholarships. Many of these students are unimaginably gifted, are incredibly smart, much smarter than I am or ever was. I was smarter. But a fraction of them, too large of a fraction, have given nothing back in the form of being living citizens in the society that has so generously nurtured them. We should all regret this loss. Their active stewardship of our society is missing, and that loss has made them and all of us poorer. Thank you. I do sail, and once I was just about to come in second from last, but the last boat quit.